Welcome back to another segment of the Pitura Pit Stop. This time around, we're going to talk about oats, and we're joined by the Oat King himself, Lorne Boundy, oat merchandiser at Paterson Grain. So let's kick things off maybe with a general outlook on oats as we head into new crop here.
Well, we've come off some high prices in the past here. We saw acres collapse going into 2023, but there's sufficient supplies carrying us from 22. There's still a lot of oats on farm, especially in Saskatchewan. And I know a number of analysts, they're calling that we're going to get real tight by the end of the year here, but my feel is there's more oats out there than everyone thought. It will get tight, but I think there's more than enough oats to get us through to the end of the year. What we really need to see is oat acres increase into 2024, and the market's trying to give that hint today with some decent price options out there.
And oats would be a crop where supply and demand is super important, right? That's what really moves the price. So you talk about needing more oats out there in the ground this coming year. What about demand? Is demand fairly strong, or?
Demand's come off a tiny bit just as we're getting out of this COVID at-home mentality. So it's kind of, we're moving into going back to work, going back out to eat and things. So you're seeing oat demand tail off a wee little bit on the mill product side. So, and frankly, the worst thing that happened to oats was $10 oats.
Right.
It literally has killed the U.S. feed demand. A lot of guys were sitting on expensive inventory for a long time and they don't plan to reload those bins with oats again because it hurt.
Yeah, okay. One question we get a lot as a seed retail from our growers when it comes to oats is that they question how oats get marketed from a merchandising standpoint, because it seems like the price doesn't always follow what the futures are doing in the market value. And so we hear comments, like oats are a specialty crop, or it's a specialty market. So can you explain that, or maybe shed some light on that?
More and more, as you're going to gluten-free and a few other different unique products with oats, you're not trading a commodity anymore that used to fuel the farm.
Right.
You're trading an ingredient that needs to meet specific specifications. So that's where oats aren't a commodity anymore. They're an ingredient, and you need to be out there and buy it. And that's where too guys say, well, the futures don't work. Well, the futures do work to an extent. There's a good correlation there long term, but the farmer sells in 25-cent increments.
Yeah.
And they want to hit that price. Anywhere in between, they're not going to sell. So it's kind of, there's this lag back and forth, and the futures do move oddly at times. There's an old saying, gentlemen don't trade oats. I've never claimed to be a gentleman.
Wise words from the Oat King. Last question before we get into the speed round. We're talking about retailing oats. What does variety affect when it comes to merchandising? Is there varieties that are staples when it comes to selling oats? And what do you see that's up and coming that could be a good fit to fit some of these programs?
Any of the white hulled varieties are go-tos. You got your old Camden, Summit. Summit's getting a little long in the tooth, and it's about to be retired, I think, agronomically. You got Endure, Harbor, a few others, the ORE lines. They're all good, solid milling lines. And most of them have the option to straight cut or swath. Some of them you better know which one you got. As we bred from plumper seed, you get some shatter there, but Anson is the next one I'm looking for. It's right there yield-wise with the top dogs we got out there today, and it's shorter. Guys always complain about too much oat straw, but I think that's going to be the one to watch going into 2025 is Anson.
Okay, 2025 Anson oats. Make sure you mark that down. All right, let's end things off with a speed round. 3 questions, 1 or 2 word answers. So what are you most excited about for the future of ag or the ag industry?
I didn't think long and too hard about this one, but I think just technology.
Okay. What color of machinery has caught your eye this year at Ag Days?
The lime green a little bit.
Okay.
The cloths.
Okay. Lastly, in your job at Paterson Grain, what is the one skill that you need to be successful in your job?
It's not one word or two words, but it's like being able to pull the trigger when you got to pull the trigger.
Okay. Good to know. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Pitura Pit Stop.